I don't know why I did. Well, I kind of know why I did it, but we fixed it. That's weird. Unplug, replug was the solution, though. So thank you, Arc Boba Fett. Ah, here we go. Perfect, we got everything. Alright. Now to remember what the heck I was doing. Also to remember that this game has different commands. Or, okay, what's to whip? Yes. There we go. Too lazy to change my button layout. I'm just gonna get used to it. Hi. This is one of the few Castlevania games I've played, but I don't remember anything. Nice. Well, hopefully me playing through it jogs your memory a bit. What was the punch? Oh, I definitely want the punch. The punch! It was that, or slap it and call it a name. I mean, I don't want to resort myself to violence, but if, you know, that gets us the results, then maybe I'm for it. I really don't even remember what I was doing. Where's the map? Okay, so I'm in the top left, and you haven't missed much, Twisco. I've only played like 2 hours. I started it like 2 weeks ago. I had a funeral and stuff, so I didn't get to stream earlier in the week like I normally do. But I've only played like 2 hours, if that. So super in the beginning. I think I've defeated 2 bosses. Nothing too crazy, but hopefully there's, you know, about the same amount of game like the other entries. Like a good 12, 15 hours. Learn to jump. Yeah. And I got them out. Oh, I can go across. Oh, I can't go across. I need to transform. I'll find that eventually. But other than the world still being on fire with COVID, and my voice just being extremely raspy, there we go. Should be a little bit better. I need to get me some cough drops. But what was I doing? I think I wanted to go up and to the right. Or down and to the right. Yeah, we'll just start from the top. Go from the top to the bottom. Cool. I remember playing this on GBA, being blown away, having a Symphony of the Night type game on portable. Yeah, I've heard really good things about the advanced games. And having just beaten Symphony of the Night before Christmas, I'm super hyped. I don't even like the gameplay, even though this is a portable Game Boy Advance Castlevania game. The gameplay's still like top notch. Like I haven't missed a beat. I like the sprite work, the level design, the enemies, the fact that it's a They kept the RPG elements from Symphony of the Night. There's a story too. I wish there was voice acting. I mean, obviously it doesn't have like the cool, you know, the little pizzazz that Symphony of the Night has, being a PlayStation title, but for what they're doing with the Game Boy Advance, it's awesome. Very much still having a blast. And I really like the Game Boy. If you've ever played the Game Boy games, Simon's Quest 1 and 2 are Castlevania Quest, or Belmont's Revenge. I forget what they're called, but the Game Boy games, those are really good too. And I think they're the only Castlevania games I've played so far that have like a scrolling level, which is cool. Okay, I must go right. The map compels me to go right. Double checking. But yeah. So far, loving the experience. It hasn't been a Castlevania game that I've... Well, Castlevania games has got me frustrated. But there hasn't been one that I've flat out hated. And I haven't played 64 either, so... And I already know that one's like a woof. You play that one to to realize how good we have it. Yeah, but oh no, flee baby, flee baby. Have the punch. I have the punch. Yeah, I never played the Game Boy ones. I had Castlevania 64. Didn't even get through the first part. They always do drive up the wall. Yeah. Whip the bats. Whip the bats. Yeah. I highly encourage you to check out the Game Boy games. They're really good. They're short too. You can beat them in like 2 or 3 hours. Short but sweet. They're like really cool. Have really good music. The first Game Boy game is kind of they're each 4 levels. Actually, the first one's 4 levels. The second Game Boy game is like 6, almost, or 7, I forget. Maybe 5 or 6. But really cool. Really cool bosses. They did a great job. So, I mean, they knocked it out of the park with the previous handheld. I forgot to jump. So, forget. Do I like the book? Oh no, I lost my hand. What have I done? I'll keep my Libro. Oh no, I can't get there. I'll have to become small. Use the heads. Nobody likes you. Ow. Oh yeah, I forgot. You could do this. Okay. Ooh. Leather gloves. You know what? Okay. I don't have another whip. No. Equip those. But yeah. Game Boy games, excellent. Highly, highly, highly recommend. And if this game is half as good as those games, then yeah, I'm gonna have a good time. Want to go down? No, I want to go right. There we go. I'm always geographically challenged. Ow. Oh, barely. Did you play Bloodlines yet? Castlevania Bloodlines. I don't think I have. No, I did. For the Genesis, right? Actually, I think that's the first stream you came. The first time you saw me play Castlevania was when I was playing Bloodlines. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I was at the end right before I was fighting Dracula. I was fighting, I think, Death, and then Castlevania. Was it another like staple enemy? Or I think it was Dracula's niece. Oh yeah. I couldn't remember if it was Symphony of the Night or Bloodlines. Yeah, it was Bloodlines. I think you came like the night I beat it, and then you're like, you gotta play Symphony of the Night. No, and then you're like, you gotta play Rondo of Blood. So I did, and then I played Symphony of the Night. Rondo of Blood was the hardest, probably the hardest Castlevania game I've played next to OG Castlevania. That game was ridiculously hard for me. And then I come to find out that that game is just purposely hard. Yeah, I'm still stuck on Rondo. Yeah, no, that game is tough. For real. I was like, I'll be okay. This is like I think it was like the 5th or 6th Castlevania game I played. And I was like, oh man, it was weird platforming things, and then to get the best ending, and I was like, it was cool that game you can like, there's secrets and you can get like, depending on the stages you select, you can get a different ending. So I was like, very interesting. Difficult, but fun. I wonder what that is. Yeah. But I believe in you. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And it took me forever to do it. I can't wait till that playthrough is uploaded to the YouTube archive channel. Ooh. Sometimes I go back and I'm like, yeah, I was stuck on that boss for like a solid 30 minutes. No biggie. But yeah, I do plan to go back and revisit it. I have to play the PSP version. You know, I should really heal. I've gotten too comfortable just taking damage. I'm probably not even high enough level to just be fighting these enemies. Yeah. Stuck on stage 7 with the Bat Bridge and Shaft. Oh, man. That's a difficult level. I remember it greatly. That one I was stuck on a while. Death I was stuck on for a while. Like, I knew what to do. For some dumb reason, I couldn't do it. And then I'm like, oh man, that wasn't... I know what I'm doing. Am I a bad player? And then I play it off stream, and then like I do it first try. And I'm like, why couldn't I do that on stream? But, you know, you only gotta beat them one time. You just need one good run. As long as you don't give up, you can do it. Rondo has different paths, so it's definitely worth playing more than once. Oh yeah, that's why I'm gonna play it again. But this time, the PSP version. It's on my list. I think it's yeah, it's on my list. I still got PS2 games, the 360 PS3 games, and then PS2. 2 on the PS2? I forget. I have like 8 or 9 games still to play, so I have plenty of Castlevania. Not to mention the one that's on Apple Arcade. Oh, that guy looks tough. Oh, Jesus. Hit him with the book. Hit him with the book. He's beating me up. What was my, Okay, when combined with the sub-weapon, I can cast ice spells. That's right, that's right. Okay, I had to double check. I remembered I had something. Yeah. This may seem like a dumb question, but I forgot how to use my ice powers. Oh, I have a dash? I'm gonna get myself killed! That's not the time to be... Cool. How am I just figuring this out now? Wait. As long as I'm facing to the left, I'll always backdash? As long as I'm facing to the right? Oh, okay. I can only dash in one direction. Good. You know, maybe the spellbook tells me what to do. Oh. On. Sometimes I need to learn to read. Okay. Get him! Get him! Okay. And then I turned it off because you can't use the sub-weapon unless... Okay. Alright, I'm remembering how to play. I got this. Ooh, it was worth it. Alright. Locked. Okay. Well, I need a key. We'll figure it out. Farm the enemies. Farm the enemies. But yeah. Castlevania is a great series. Plenty of games to play. I can't wait to see the next season on Netflix with I don't know if Adi Shankar, the producer of the first series, is gonna be coming back to do the second. Like, I think he's working on something else, and Netflix is like, we got this, we can do it, we'll just copy what you did. So it's like, doesn't seem hard, but I'm pretty sure he's still... His passion project right now is trying to do what he did for Castlevania, he wants to do for Devil May Cry. So I'm like, oh, yes, do that. But at the same time, it's like, also don't abandon Castlevania. Because what he did with the 4 seasons was pretty epic. I've rewatched it now that I've played some of the games, and I'm like, oh man. They really did. It's like, for what they adapted, and what they chose to, like, include, I was like, damn, they did a pretty good job. It's not perfect, but what they were going for was, like, largely they succeeded. So, yeah, I've seen the first season of the show. It's really good. Seeing the monsters you fight in the game is cool. Oh, yeah. I was like... I'd have a... The first time I watched, I had a general knowledge of like, okay, I recognize him. Obviously, I know who Dracula is. I knew about Alucard. I knew the Belmonts, like the clan. I didn't know any of the characters individually. So I was like, oh, okay, this will be cool. And all my friends are like, watch it. You don't even need to play the games. Just watch it. It's good. And so I did, and I was like, oh man. How are the games? Like, I really want to play. And I was like, man, this is what they were going for. This is like how they chose to adapt it. Oh god. Big brain. The Master Tome. Okay. Which is the Master Tome? But yeah, it was I loved it. That series, that's what got me to play Castlevania. Which is always what that's the prime. Anytime you see a movie, it's like, buy our merchandise. Anytime you play a game, it's like, go watch the movie. So they totally got me. I was one of the people that's like, you know what, I'm going to give these games a shot. I'm going to go out and get as many as I can and hopefully not spend a fortune. And then I started looking at the games and I'm like, woof. People are asking how much? So I've been lucky that a lot of the stuff I've been able to find has been not pristine, you know, mint, costing me hundreds of dollars. uh, but the games I have that I've collected, they're like, you know, they're good secondhand market, so in great condition for the price I paid. But it's like, oh man, and then I go back and look every once in a while, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I spent the money because the prices are going up. Let's see, the Master Tome. Oh, nice. Okay. Trying to think. I'm remembering that I died somewhere down here. There's like a big guy. I forget where he was. I'll try going this way. Seems to generally be this way is the way to death. I shall court it. Yeah, I sold my Pokemon Fire Red a year ago for like 55. Now that game's like 100. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's, you know, the timing of the market. You gotta... If there's like a movie or a new game or something's in development, and people are like, the need, the want is there again. Especially if you have it mint or it as, like, you know, as intact as possible. Game box, manual, the game. People, collectors, you know, people have some money to spend. And oh, nice, I got the hand. You can, you know, if you're willing to part ways, it's a pretty penny sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. The small collection I have, people ask me, you know, sell me that, and I'm like, I don't need the money. But, you know, I've definitely pawned things before when I've needed cash. Instruments, you know, furniture, game accessories. Believe it or not, Nintendo Power magazines. I had a friend who was... He's trying to... When Nintendo Power announced that they were ending the magazine, he's like, I actually have a lot of these. I think I could get the entire run. And so... I parted ways with I don't know how many of my loose issues that I had. I collected for years. I would just go to the, you know, like Target, Walmart, go to the magazine aisle, get Nintendo Power, read it, and just like keep it. So I had boxes. And then when I told him, he's like, dude, I will buy them for you. Let me see. And he took a lot. And I was like, dang. It's probably one of my first times I ever came across something that, like, not that I thought them... Not that I categorized it as trash in my head, but it was like something that I put away that I forgot, literally forgot I had. I'm like, oh yeah, I do have those, don't I? Let me see if I can find them. And then it's like, okay. And then didn't really haggle or anything. He just flat out gave me like $50. He's like, I'll give you $50 if I could just pick through. I'm like, sure. You're probably, I'm probably ripping you off, but hey, you know, see what you want and just, you take it. Of course, I had to go through my garage and find the dang things. So, you know, charging me for labor and such, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of why, I don't know if you've ever seen Comic Book Man on AMC with Kevin Smith at the Secret Stash. I loved that show so much. It's like Antiques Roadshow for like pop culture. For the cool nerds. Damn, that thing is so good. I would just love, I don't know. Loved how everything someone would bring in a comic or a video game or like a collectible or, you know, signed sketch work. That would be cool to have. I think if I could get like a badass signed poster or like artwork, because I hear stories all the time and I've always wondered, how do people, like, obviously they have connections, or, you know, a family member works for I have an uncle who works for Nintendo. You know, one of those kind of things. And then like I've seen some cool stuff from friends. You know, it's like, where did you get that? It's like, oh, my uncle works for Nintendo. He gave it to me. You know, things you can't buy like normally. Or I should say, back in the day, weren't readily available. Now it's like, you go to conventions or you go to E3, they pass it out like it's candy. And then you hold on to it, and then 10 years later, people are like, I need that. How much you want? Yeah, for sure, do it, Wisco. I mean, I didn't. Again, that's like, I don't know. I'm a bit. I say I'm a bit. I have to post my collection in my Discord one of these days. But like I said, I had stuff, and a friend, he's like, you know what? I think I can get all the issues and get the complete run of Nintendo Power. And I was collecting for years. It's only, you know, when you think about it, it's not that much. It was like 12 issues a year. Each magazine was like, what, $4 at the time? And then you'd save if you got the subscription. Man, that was like the coolest thing. That's why to this day I'm still subscribed to Game Informer through GameStop. EB Games if you're outside of the US. I've since gone digital because the thing about collecting anything that's physical is takes up space. So I'm like, if I had the option, I would prefer my media to be physical, but I don't have like a, you know, a home to call my own. Like I've seen some pretty baller man caves and stuff. Where there's like, you know, someone will turn their entire basement floor or their attic or like a guest house into like a collectible memorabilia room. I'm like, man, if I had the space, I'm already like, there's an earthquake one day, I'm gonna get crushed by like all my video games. Uh-oh. Okay. That one, I'll blame on my controller. But yeah, I'm just gonna get crushed by the things I love. Yeah, we had a game store called Game Crazy. Oh, I remember Game Crazy. Used to have one too. It was like the competitor to GameStop. Or Funko Land. Or EB Games. KB Toys was another one. Toys R Us. Obviously Walmart, Target. Sam Goody. Oh man. Obviously, I've of course, you know, every community has like their local mom and grop shops, you know, hole in the wall, kind of just like people will come in around your area, trade in video games, random stuff, occasional pawn shop or two. Oh man, I remember Blockbusters. Hollywood Video with their game sections, man. Game Crazy sold me M-rated games as a kid, so I liked them. Oh man, you must have been. They either liked you. I remember being in a Game Crazy, and even though I pre-ordered Grand Theft Auto, oh man, San Andreas. Yep, San Andreas. As a kid, I pre-ordered it, and then I went to go pick it up, and they're like, "Sorry, where's your mom or your dad? We need your parent. We can't give this to you unless they're here." And I'm like, and I had gone with an aunt, so they were like, "She's not my parent, but is it okay if she's here?" It's like, yeah, we just need an adult. And they're like, this like game. I remember like they had to tell my aunt, and she's like, "What's wrong? What's happening? Can he get?" He's like, "No, he." Like, it's paid for, he can get it. He just like, this game is like, it's violent, there's like shooting and blood, and like, you know, it's like, are you cool with him getting it? And they're like, oh yeah, he can get it, just, yeah. And I was like, alright, we just had to check. That's the one time they ever did that too. I've gotten other games that were like, rated M for mature, but, I don't know. Something about, oh yeah. Gotta replace this controller. Something about San Andreas. I don't know. Or maybe it was just the staff. Or that day. They were like performance reviews. I don't know. That's the only time I ever got like told no. And they didn't card me or anything. But man, I miss that. It's been a while since I've waited in line for anything. Other than like a midnight release for like a collector's edition. Oh man. EGM? Yeah. I remember EGM. I remember I used to have a PlayStation magazine, PlayStation Monthly. Oh man, I had so many magazines. And then I had to stop because I was like, I'm only getting so much money for chores. I can't get them all. It's like I can either buy the books that tell me about the games, or I can get the games. I had to make a choice. I remember all those magazines though. Good times. I still have a bunch of them. They're just in a box in my garage. I wish PlayStation and like Nintendo, they would do what Game Informer does and like try to archive their magazines and have them like online to just for, you know, they're a sign of the times and they're important. Things like that should be archived. Indiana Jones, it belongs in a museum. Maybe a lot like every single issue, but like, you know, definitely like the number ones or something. Key issues. Oh man. You know what else I miss? Strategy guides. I still buy some every now and again. I think that's why I'm so big in art books too. I love video game art books. I think I still have some big bulky like Pokedex tomes for maybe platinum version. I know for sure I have my original guidebook for Pokemon Red and Blue. Those are amazing. And now I'm remembering like cheat code books. It's like, do this. If you beat Resident Evil 2 in under an hour, you'll unlock tofu. I'm like, that's not real. That's a lie. No, I died. I thought I could kill it. I flew too close to the sun. I was like, I can kill it. Man, the conversation was too good. Now I'm gonna start over. The good news is I'm just gonna go straight to the right. The bad news is I suck at platforming. Keep the hand. Hey, I opened my Final Fantasy X strategy guide recently at the same oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know I miss that. The smell of opening a new game, the booklets, strategy guides. I miss that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the convenience factor of just like someone on YouTube with a guide, or you know, online someone makes you a guide and you read it. Costs you nothing other than your time. I said all I had to do was go right, yet I find myself going left. But it's like, I don't know. The experience just isn't the same. Granted, it's a lot more effective. Not everyone, you know, some guidebooks are, we'll just say better than others, but I miss that, man. I miss it so much. That's what I would do, is just like, I'd go to like Barnes & Noble or Borders, and I'd go to like the video game section, and I'd be like, oh man, okay. My family's gonna look around for like 20 minutes. Go and open up a guide and try to learn something. Okay, how can I help myself? The games I'm playing. And if I was lucky, once in a while, I get to walk home with one. It's like, I don't know. I was always a big library kid too, so spent a lot of time at my local library before I was able to get a computer. I'd get up early, get my library card, take me, my brother, and my sister, and we'd walk. It'd be like a 10-minute walk. We'd sign up to use the computers, we'd go around looking for books. They'd have their own magazine section, and occasionally, it wouldn't be super updated like monthly, but every once in a while they'd be like, oh, they got something new. also run into other like-minded kids. And just talk. It's like before I found out, you know, forums and other communities, Discord being a thing, you know. Oh, was worth it. I wonder who influenced who. Was it Castlevania who influenced JoJo, or JoJo who influenced Castlevania? But man, so many good memories. Talking like libraries are extinct. They're still very much a thing. Not to mention that I've heard local libraries now carry games. And you can rent them out. And we're not talking like, you know, anything ancient like Atari. Like actual like PS5, Xbox games, PS3, 360, Wii, Wii U, Switch. Like, granted, it's not to the extent like I don't know. It's been a while. I haven't been to my local library in a hot minute ever since, you know, COVID. But I remember falling into a thread about people who are like, I haven't played, you know, just people trying to be frugal, save some money, and play video games. And like, oh, dude, I haven't bought a full-priced game in a long time. And it's like, what? How? It's like, library, dog. I'm like, what? Video games at the library? He's like, hell yeah. I'll go there every week, check out the same game. Because it's like, A, people don't know. And then B, you know, it's like, it's the library, so the expectation to get something cool is like, what? You know? I was surprised. I might even have to maybe just go and make a local donation. It's like, take these games. Yep. Keeping at it right. The new blockbuster, your local library. Champion them. I'll always champion them. So you can libraries. Maybe we should. That's pretty cool. Yeah. They even have some console setup to play. I mean, hell yeah, man. Like I said, I've always been a big fan of public libraries, public transportation, public parks, public national parks. They're there for a reason. Use the resources. There's like the you know, you never know what you're going to find. So many good times. Nothing but good memories. Other than going to the library to study for like a page, for like a 4-page essay that was due the night before. Oh man. And yeah. That's pretty cool. Like I said, and I'm pretty sure they're more than welcome to accept donations. Like I hear stories of people turning in books all the time, and it's like, you know, these aren't, not that they're worthless, but you're gonna get something, or they're gonna be more valuable to you than they are to me. And I've seen people donate all the time. Sometimes you get some cool stuff in thrift stores as well. Again, you never know. But moral of the story is, libraries is where it's at. Ow! The redstone. I guess I missed that last time. But yeah. And now that I'm thinking about libraries and having console set up, I don't know if anyone ever, you know, before GameStop was like, got hit hard by COVID. I remember they had a, to help save the company, because they were like, before the game stonks, and everyone saved them on Reddit. They were wondering how could they, just the rise of digital games, digital media. It's like how do we stay relevant? They started making like I guess you could say like themed stores. So I mean, of course they're gonna try to sell you like the newest, hottest video game and a subscription to Game Informer, but and I don't know if they're still doing it or what happened. Obviously, COVID hurt. I don't think there was any market that didn't get affected negatively, other than like unless you were selling masks or making vaccines, you took a loss because of COVID. They were doing like retro boutique stores in certain areas of the U.S. And I think if they were gonna do good, or if they saw that it was good, they were gonna expand. So they had like a store all dedicated to just nothing but retro, like NES, SNES, PlayStation, N64. And then they had like another GameStop, like a concept or a theme, like think like a local comic shop where they just have consoles and a couch and like a oh man, I don't know how to describe it. Like a almost like a movie set. Like if you've ever seen like Wayne's World, how it's like a house, but it's like fake. Yeah, community center. Thank you, Kiwi. My brain was not big enough. Luckily hers was. Put like different systems all hooked up like in different areas of the store. And like people could come in and run like, you could rent out the space for like birthday parties, or like to do it like a D&D campaign, or to do like you know, local like community tabletop game night and stuff. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like super excited. I'm like, you know what, that's a great idea. And they were even like I forget who the guy was, like the CEO, president of GameStonk. It was like, oh yeah, we could see this, like, no, I died again. The conversation was too good. I need that ring of power. Gotta get the red thing. Anyways. Yeah, so the previous president, before he left or he sold it, I forget what happened. But he was like, yeah, we see this being like a huge, not only like did it test well when they were trying it, they're like the community engagement and like their profits were like, for the area where they were doing it, it's like it was a win-win. More people started, like, I guess the foot traffic increased. People were hanging out, buying stuff. It was like good for the community. It was like turning the image around, because I don't know, depending on who you talk to, people are like, oh man, I haven't walked into a GameStop in like 15 years, and if I'm lucky, I'll never do it again. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience. Granted, I don't have kids of my own. I was always talking to, you know, whoever's there, the manager, some of the cashiers, just video games. Friends. I would literally go to GameStop with friends after school, and we would just look at games, hang out, and talk. And then someone would come in to like trade in a game, and they're like, dude, bro, I totally understand what you're talking about. What's your favorite game in the series? And then we just talk for like like another 20 minutes, just like right there by the counter. So it's like, not a bad idea, GameStop. I could see that being huge. And then they had like another one that was like, it was like the community center, the retro boutique shop, and then like a LAN party. What's the word I'm looking for, QA? Like all the Koreans that get flooded, where they kept playing. We aren't gonna little water stop us. They wanted to do one of those. Yeah, Net Cafe. Thank you. That's a gold star. A Yellow Ranger powers, serving her well. Let me see if this works. Okay, have to do it manually. Give me a second. At things, but they're not working. One day, everything will just work in the future. No problems. There we go. I had to do it the archaic way, but it worked. That's a gold star. Alright, just gonna kill this guy and then save. I've proven that I'm too adventurous. I gotta start playing safe. Or I just gotta stop getting hit by stuff. But yeah, they wanted to do a net cafe. And it looked pretty cool. I gotta see if I can. Oh man, this is before my hard drive crashed. I'd like. Probably they have some stuff like photos on like their Instagram or something, or their Twitter, but I'm gonna find some and post them in the Discord because it was really cool. They only did this in like select areas as like tests, and this was like right before COVID hit, so I was like. For obvious reasons, they probably abandoned them, but I heard stories from like the managers that were at like the test locations that were like, "Oh, this is so cool," and it's like it's working. Like everyone, good for customers. It's good for GameStonk. I'm like, hey. And then 2020 came, and we were all robbed. I was like, damn. Could have gone there. Could have had plans. Could have had my nephew's birthday. Will be good to have one on the side of a shopping mall. Yeah. I mean, it's smart. Like, granted, I've only seen like a few of those, but they're like highly, like super focused. Or they're like for one game, like kind of how like there's like Warhammer paint shops. Like a little hole in the wall, you go in, they provide the paint and stuff, you just pay for the time and like, you know, the materials you use, and people go in there and they just talk with other, you know, friendly folk from the community, and just they paint their figurines, or they build like a badass tabletop map thing, come back for the next expansion, and then I'm like, why do we think Superman does it on his downtime? Oh god! Took so much damage. Alright, hold on. I gotta use the ice power. Ice power! Oh yeah, that's right. god. Ice power was not the way. Do I believe in myself that I can make it to the save point? Do I believe in myself that I can go all the way left without dying? I think I can. This is locked. I'll try. I definitely could have done that fight better, but yeah, to get back to what we were talking about, I think cool stuff like that is, you know, with a company that was seeking the goodwill of its consumer base. That seemed like really net positive movements that were gonna make them money and like change their reputation. But like I said, it was all a dream. Biggest Smalls. Gonna die here. Where am I? Oh god, I'm gonna make it. Heavy breathing intensifies. Oh god! It's right there. Yes! Did it! Alright. We got the funds, the idea, profit. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm actually really curious now that we're talking about it. If, like, in a world where COVID isn't the norm, I mean, I guess I could just check to see if you're fully vaccinated. I mean, I used to be fully vaccinated. With the creation of the booster, I'm no longer fully vaccinated for Biden administration executive orders, but I don't see, as long as you're vaccinated, and I guess they toned down the concepts, like spread it apart, you know, social distance and whatnot. It could, I think people have the urge to go out. I mean, obviously we've left our homes. No one's staying home other than to be safe. But, you know, with doing that, like, everyone has the urge to go outside. Even the people I know who never leave their home are like, yeah, kinda. It's not cool when it's against your will. When it's your own idea to stay home, it's like, I'd rather just stay home. But when your government tells you to stay home, that's when you want to go outside. So people have like this pent up need to go outside and do things, even if it's just to remind them that was a mistake. I should have just stayed home. But yeah, GameStop can maybe make a community center. I'm trying to think if there's anything other than COVID that could stop it from being a marginal success. I guess, I mean, to think of it from their point of view, you don't want to be on the news. It's like GameStop led to viral outbreak in community after opening of Net Cafe. You know, there's not really a good way to spin that, any way you look at it, and it's safer to just not put yourself in the news, you know. Appointments only. Yeah, I could see that. Just show proof of vaccination, even if you're just partially, I guess. But again, it's like I've always been one of the... I hate when things have to die, I guess. Publishers go out of business, companies go out of business, developers go out of business, or they get bought by EA and then go out of business. That's like, well, damn, why did that have to die? What, how do we have it so that they can stick around? I mean, they're not gonna make like gargantuan amounts of money, but how can we still keep them alive and keep them relevant? Obviously, no one wants to just exist to break even,